Good evening and welcome to this edition of Resource PNG. The Marengo Mining Project is strategically situated 95 kilometers southwest of the provincial capital at the northern seaport of the mineral-rich Madang province. Last year carried out drilling, and thanks to promising results, Marengo is about to develop one of the largest undeveloped porphyry copper asset in the Asia-Pacific region. Without further ado, let us take a look at this presentation by Aling Kupo, who gives us more details about this project.
Marengo Mining Limited is about to develop one of the largest undeveloped porphyry copper assets in the Asia-Pacific region. Thanks to the very promising results of a successful drilling the company carried out last year. The Yandera project, operated by Marengo Mining Limited, is expected to deliver high yields for both the developer and PNG. This project is strategically situated 95 kilometers southwest of the provincial capital and the northern seaport of the mineral-rich Madang province. To date, Marengo Mining Limited has spent over 150 million Australian dollars in developing the project.
Marengo Mining is about to develop one of the largest undeveloped copper projects in the Asia-Pacific region. We've got significant drill results from last year's drilling, 2013, at a location called Dimbi, and we called it the Dimbi drilling campaign. And we had it was very important because it has some very strategic implications. Considerable copper grades were intersected during those drilling. Out of the 9, we had 7 of a very successful hole with good intersection. Our major shareholder, the Sentin Group, agrees to provide more financial support this year and carry forward. And the work we will be doing this time around will be to do optimization work on the feasibility study that has gone on and is continuing. And this will include our studies, ongoing studies on power, tailings, metallurgy, and other ongoing studies that we will be faced with. Yandera is not just a copper project, it's a world-class copper project. It's on a very strategic location. It's a long-life copper asset. If mined, it will be a long life. It's very close to Madang, so the infrastructure will be pretty good. We have already got roads there. It's very close to Madang. We've so far spent over $150 million on Yandera, studying Yandera and doing all the other development. Yandera is basically situated in a very large, mineral province. So we have not only Yandera, but we have other places we think we can develop, and it can be another mine next to Yandera. And it is this province is one of the provinces that's it's a very prospective province. We'll be seeing in the next 10-20 years it'll become one of the emerging province in terms of mining and resource, like oil and gas we just had.
The drilling carried out saw 9 drill holes completed for 1.8 kilometers by the end of 2013. From this drilling, there were 7 drill holes intersected target structures with elevated copper grades. A breakdown of the drilling results also shows that apart from copper, Yandera also has a significant molybdenum resource with gold as a byproduct.
We've reported resource estimate in April. We haven't upgraded that yet. We have a copper measured at 248 tons at 0.4% copper. We have an indicated of 114 at 0.2% copper, and inferred at 218 at 0.27 at a cut-off grade of 0.25%. Some may think this is very low, but at the current, at the modern technology, that can be mineable. We not only have got copper, but we also have moly. We have 354 million ton at 129 ppm, parts per million, or some may say grams per ton. We have an indicated resource at 178 million ton at 100 ppm. Our next commodity that will come through with as a byproduct is gold. We've got massive resource at 155 million ton at 0.1% grams per ton, and indicated at 44 million at 0.18 grams per ton. So that's Yandera. Resource reported up to April 2000. We have not upgraded this with the drilling we had last year with the 7 intersections we did.
You're with Resource PNG, and now we continue with the presentation on Marengo mining.
The outstanding drilling results were made from Amora Zone, Imbruminda Zone and Gremi Zone. In terms of the drilling results from these three deposits, this is what Aling Kupo has to say.
In those three deposits, here are some of the outstanding intersections we had. At Amora, on this hill here, one hole returned 198 meters at 1.01% copper and 742 million ppm moly. On the next hole, we had 126 meters at 0.92% copper and 700 ppm moly. At Imbruminda, one hole returned 150 meters at 0.68% copper, 198 ppm moly. Other hole returned 114 meters at 0.5% copper and 80 ppm moly. And the third hole returned 416 meters at 0.42% copper and 252 moly. Down here had Gremi, our third deposit. One hole returned 219 meters at 0.84% copper and 214 ppm moly. A second hole returned 177 million meters at 0.45% copper and 313 ppm moly. We drilled this ridge here last year. That's Dimbi. I'll go to the next slide. We've drilled actually so far. We drilled 150 holes to define the 3O I just mentioned, plus other holes we drilled as exploration in the whole of Yandera. So I showed you we had three deposits that we drilled. We drilled 150 meters to 150 holes, and then we drilled 9 holes last year. And the drill you're about to see is here. We drilled this place here, so that's called Dimbi. So in Dimbi, in early or end of last year, we started off with this hole, drill of 551, and we drilled 9 out of them. And out of the 9, we had 7 good hits. So that was a good strike rate for us. Out of 9-hole design, we had 7 good results from our 7 holes. And what you see is all our holes were targeted only at 200 meters. We didn't want to go deeper. The idea was to do a startup pit. Our 3 deposits is at about 600 million ton at 0.26% copper. That wasn't enough for us to open up a pit. We needed something higher grade to start up a pit, to able to pay back the loan if you have to get loans from the bank, to pay it in a short period of time. And we were looking at 0.5% and above to able to start up the mine. And so we went around looking for areas where we can drill out areas only down to 200 meters, very shallow, and look at a very short mine life to pay back the loan. The rest would be profit. That was the idea. So we went out and met Dimbi, and this was our first hole. As you see here, out of the 7 holes, generally it was 10 meters or more, and we had 0.5%. And the best intersection was on this hole, and it was 129 meters at 0.53, and it was from 69 meters and downwards.
In terms of the mineral zones and prospects, this is what Aling Kupo has to say.
Here is a plan view of the 3 deposits, Omra sitting there, Gremi, and Imbruminda. The 600 million tons actually calculated from these three deposits. We have other prospects that will develop up to project level, and that's Dengru down here between Omora and Grammy. There's a big gap here, and that's one potential area. We think we can pull up high grade in there. That's Dimbi, that's the one we drill, but we only drill this much of the area. We will be continue looking at this end, so that will be very interesting in the next few months. We also have South Dimbi, this is this one, and we also have Gamagu. So far Gamagu has become really good, and we think we can pull up same grade as Dimbi. And when we drill Kauwo, South Dimbi, and Denguru, this might bump our grades. What we're looking for now is grade. We have the tonnage, but we need grade to start up the pit. We also have prospects that we will be looking at them down the track, possibly next year. This area is with the star. Dimbi Ridge is pretty high up here, and it's really steep. And in the mining perspective, if you mine this one, this goes higher and higher and becomes more dangerous and looks more difficult. So the idea is to find more around this hill to bring it down without having so much strip ratio, without copper. So if we drill this area and we bring that to some kind of a resource, Dimbi then becomes no problem. We've lately made some discovery here. This has got a good copper, pretty much like a Dimbi, so we've got good chance of developing Rima to some level as Dimbi and Gamagu.
If you've just tuned in, we're viewing a presentation by Aling Kupo, which gives us updates on Marengo Mining's operations. The company is about to develop one of the largest porphyry copper deposits in the Asia-Pacific region. A breakdown of drilling results last year shows that apart from copper, Yandera also has a significant molybdenum resource with gold as a byproduct. We continue with the final part of the presentation.
A development overview of the Yandera copper project shows that the mine life will be an initial 20 years. Copper will be the main commodity central to the project, while silver and gold credits report to the copper concentrate, and molybdenum will be a separate concentrate. With the project underway, there are opportunities to further enhance the project, which include a review of the processing plant throughput rates, reviewing the option of deep-sea tailings placement (DSTP) versus a land-based tailings, and optimization of mine plan, amongst others.
On the development overview, Yandera would be an open-cut mine, and it will be operating initially for 20 years. And while it's mining, there'd be good chances for more discoveries, and probably would extend the mine life. Gold and silver is not the main commodity, but they'll come as credits to the copper. So when we do concentrate, gold and copper and silver will go as a concentrate, but we'll have moly as a flotation, take it off and have a different separate to a different concentrate. Stripping ratio is very low, it's 1:1, strip and waste. There's lots of opportunities to enhance the process project. And what's happening now is we're reviewing the processing, the engineers are reviewing the processing plant and the throughput rates. We're also reviewing the option of deep sea tailing or versus land-based tailing. We have not concluded on this. This is an ongoing study at the moment. We're also continuing with our management facility TMF studies. And we're also looking at optimization of our mine plan.
In terms of management and personnel changes, this year saw the retirement of Les Emery, who is the founder and longest-serving CEO of Marengo. Les Emery, even though having retired, still plays a supportive and advisory role to the company. Replacing the outgoing Chief Executive Officer is Peter Britz, who brings with him development and finance experiences. The new Chief Operating Officer is John Mears, who has a wealth of experience in resource development and mine startup. The new chief geologist is Aling Kupo, who has a wealth of experience in mineral exploration and project management. With community obligations, the company continues to make its priority in ensuring that an excellent relationship with all key stakeholders is maintained, because the company values this as key to its operations.
On the community affairs and environment, we have an excellent relationship with all our communities and authorities like the provincial government and the national government. And our priority is local employment. We have community programs, and they will be ongoing too. We assist in local primary school, and we operate a local medical facility, and we supply all the medical equipment and medicine, and we pay for the medical staff. We are dedicated to providing a safe and healthy work environment for all our employees, contractors, and visitors. We remain committed to sustain protective community engagement and establishment of environmental best practice initiatives. Pilot sustainable development program to develop new and improved crop establishment. We have started that at Usino Miramu, and it's looking good.
With a positive outlook of Marengo Mining Limited successfully developing the Yandera copper project, there are also challenges that the company has to contend with. However, despite these challenges, Marengo Mining Limited is on the brink of being a major copper producer, and this assertion is underpinned by a world-scale resource base at Yandera Central.
You're back for the final segment of Resource PNG. We now view an interview with Stevie Neon of Marengo Mining.
Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Resource PNG understands you've attracted a Chinese partner. Who are they, and what does this mean for your project?
We have signed a contract of EPC, procurement contract, construction contract with NFC. That is for this Chinese partner to supply equipment and construct the mine. At the end of the day, the off-take, they take part of the off-take back.
Is that an exciting development for
It
you?
is. It is, because China is where, if you like, where the world is looking towards. Whilst everyone is slowing down, China is still building. They need the copper.
And the right people to partner with.
Yes.
What sort of project financing have you secured with the Chinese?
We have the connection with the NFC. They intend have facilitate an understanding with Standard Bank of China, and with 70% financing, and we are quite excited about the relationship we have established. This.
Does that mean a continuing of the development of the Yandera project?
At this stage, we are being funded by our shareholder in exploration stage. As soon as we complete our FS, it then switches, it clicks on every other contract that we have now. NFC is, has established this relationship with us to help us go into construction.
So what sort of infrastructure will have to be established for you to go into production?
All the infrastructure that is been associated relevant to constructing a mine. Obviously, it will include road and machinery that helps in constructing mines, buildings, refinery construction, basically everything that's associated with setting up a mine.
Including your power supply?
That is correct.
Could you describe the ore zones and the total reserves of the project?
At the moment, our reserves, we've got a 20-year mine life reserve. what we're working is not a case of more reserve. It's a case of enriched grade so that it can help you kickstart the mine. So we are at the moment delineating a higher grade zone so that we can use it as a starter pit. But otherwise we have reserves that if we start a mine now at least for 20 years, and we've got as good as another 20 years.
So does that mean now that Yandera will finally take off?
Yandera project as take off, meaning we go into construction. That will only come after you get a grant from mining lease grant from the state. Now that will be after the completion of FS, then you apply for a mining lease, and that will only come after the environment impact statement has been approved by DEC. When you submit the FS, both the feasibility study, the mine development plan, the environmental impact statement, that is submitted to state. DEC, Department of Environment Conservation, then examines the environment report. Upon completion approval of that, MRA then considers the grant of mining leases.
So what status is your application at now?
No application, that it will come only after you have submitted the FS. So at this stage, you would look at the schedule of November, December next year in completion of FS. That will include, FS will include the mining plan, the environmental plan, and upon the state is also will be given time to examine those reports, and upon approval of those reports, then those grants will follow. You're looking at, if everything works well, you're looking at about early 2015, the first quarter, the second quarter 2015, when the grant of mining lease is expected. Then you click straight into construction.
Then you can really take off then. Steve Neon, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
Steve Neon, Country Manager for Marengo Mining.
Well, that's all we have for tonight on Resource PNG. If you have any queries or suggestions, or simply want to know more about the program, do email us on this address, resourcepng@emtv.com.pg, or check MTV online, that's www.emtv.com.pg, and go to our Resource PNG page. Until another edition of Resource PNG, have a pleasant evening.